God heal our sicknesses. God is sufficient. But it will be wrong to base all your doctrine and your love for God because you want Him to meet your need. God is not a Father Christmas that you just need to come to and He will give you things. If you see God that way, by the day your needs are met, you will be against the Lord. You will turn back. Hello, good day to you all. You're welcome again to my channel. Today, I would like to talk about something that I see to be very important. And if we take it to heart, it would help us a lot in our Christian journey. I moved to the UK a few years ago and I discovered that some people don't go to church again and their understanding of God has changed. Their perception has changed, their faith has dipped. And I was able to look at it critically that these people, it's not that they are bad, it's not that they are wrong, but what could be the things that has caused them to make such decisions? So this brought me to these 4 realizations. There are many other reasons that makes people not to believe in God again, or 4 reasons why people should believe in God. And the first thing is this: your family or societal background. It is popularly been said by people that if you are born in the East, you are likely to be a Muslim. If you are born in the West, a few years ago, you are likely to be a Christian. If you are born in the Western society, in this current age, you are likely to be born an atheist. Because atheist to me is also a set of knowledge, it's a set of belief, so it's a religion. Because it's also strongly held upon and they have their own doctrine. Only that they are removing God out of it and bringing knowledge into play. So I need to make us understand that if the reason why you believe in God is because your nation is a Christian nation, you are wrong. By the time you move to a location where their order is against God, you may start to see reasons to also acclimatize yourself with the trend in the society. I'm not saying it is bad for us to affiliate ourselves with God's people because we came from a godly nation. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying here is that it would be a wrong reason to base our knowledge of God to be the reason why we have now seen God as the true God. If you now move to India, will you be more confused? Or if you move to China, where you have hundreds of thousands of religion, we should be more confused. So it is pertinent that the understanding and our choice to follow the Lord should not be on our societal background or our family background. Is that okay? Because when you leave that your background, it is very, very likely that your faith will be shaken or even be swiped off from your faith. The second reason to believe in God, the second reason to follow God now is to run away from your poverty. This is very direct and straightforward for people coming from the third world, just like an African. When I left Nigeria, we came out from Nigeria en masse to the UK. You'd now discover that people are no longer the lovers of God again, but they've now become materialistic and don't even think there is a God. One of the reasons is that because we worship God or we follow God or we go to church, we pray to God because of our basic needs. Now, those basic needs are met. Then why should I believe in God? So that tells me that one of the wrong reasons to want to believe in God is to Him meeting your need. God meets our need. Get me right. God heal our sicknesses. God is sufficient, but it will be wrong to base all your doctrine and your love for God because you want Him to meet your need. God is not a Father Christmas that you just need to come to and He will give you things. If you see God that way, by the day your needs are met, you will be against the Lord. You will turn back. So our love for God is not because of material things. It is beyond that, because God is not just materialistic. However, material things are part of the things that we get when we follow the Lord, but it should not be our priority. When it becomes our priority, then we will definitely be swayed away. And the third reason that I have here is need for association. Maybe peer pressure when you are in school. The reason why you go to fellowship is because your roommate is a Christian, because those people you associate with are Christians, and you don't want to be like the black goat or the black sheep and say, okay, I think this thing looks good, it looks calm, I just need to go. Or because you just need to find a solace somewhere. As much as those reasons are good reasons, it is still wrong. Because the day you lose those associations, your love will grow cold. And that is why it is very important for us not to just follow the Lord because of association with people. It is one of them. And the scriptures even says that we should not forsake the gathering of our brethren. So, as much as we are not forsaking the gathering of our brethren, it should not be the primary purpose of us following the Lord. And the last thing, which I see to be very, very interesting and very, very complicated, is a need or an escape from ignorance. One of the reasons why people believe in God is because they don't know the God of the gap. God of the gap is simply put, is that person you ascribe or attribute what you don't know to. And this has done havoc to Christianity a lot. That what Christians believed previously has now been debunked by scientists. And let's take example, epilepsy. People or religious people would say, oh, it's caused by demon. Yes, perfect. But there are scientific reasons for that. In the olden days, they'll say, oh, this is caused by demons, there is no cure for it. But science came around and they found solution to it. Previously it was stated that the heart was flat, but science came on board and told us, no, this thing is not flat, it's spherical. We always previously thought that the sun moves around the earth, but science came to give us proof that it's the other way around. The earth moves around the sun. So there are so many things we think, because we don't know them, they are caused by God. Those things, as much as they are caused by God, the day science is able to come with evidences that this thing is a normal phenomenon, that this is the protocol, then they will say, oh, is that what you call God? So that tells us that many times what we attribute to God is not actually God, it's our ignorance. So, and the realization of knowing that God is not just the God of the gap, is a supernatural God. Is a spiritual being. This will give us a better awareness that we should not just attribute our ignorance to God. We should actually do our research well before we come publicly to say that it was God. It may not be God. You're welcome. The point I'm trying to bring out here is that God is powerful. He's also the God of the gap. He's also the God of what we cannot explain. One of the replacements of God to atheists is science, is rational thinking, is philosophy. And in science, especially physics, because physics is able to give us explanation of how we have gravitational pull, explanation of how we have many other principles, many other factors that we can go into space. When we always attribute that thing that is godly and spiritual to God, it will exonerate us from arguments. That's the point of what I'm saying. But we should not always think that if things are not explainable to us because of our current level of knowledge, it is God. No. let's be humble to say, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know this. It could be God, and this could be explainable. And also, the fact that something is explainable does not mean that God is not there. I think that's the point I might miss out here. The fact that it is explainable does not mean that God is not involved. The fact that you're able to get healing through medicine does not mean that God is not involved. The fact that you're able to travel safely with your skills does not mean that God is not involved. But what I'm trying to say here is that let's be slow to always say that it is God. It is God. When you even know that it was forgery that was done to make it happen, and when people now discover that it was forgery or a fraudulent act that you were able to achieve that result, then they will say, do you mean that is God? Because that is how you painted God to be to them. Do you get my point? I hope it is not complicated. So in summary, what I'm trying to say here is that all these 4 points are good reasons, actually. And it's one of the reasons why we run to God for help. But they should not be the only reasons why we follow the Lord. They should be the aftermath of our fellowship with the Lord. And the next question should be, why should we worship the Lord? And that will be a different video entirely. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like and share this video and the content on this channel to your friends. I'm Isaiah. Have a great day. Bye-bye.